In this video, I'll take you from beginner to pro using Retell. Retell AI is the best platform to build simple, human-like AI receptionists that actually work in the real world. Here's a snippet of a live call with the receptionist we're going to be building today.
Thank you for calling. This is Lauren. How can I help you?
Hi, Lauren. I was wondering if I can book an appointment to come in on Monday.
What time on Monday would you like to come in for your appointment?
Can we do 2 p.m. Monday?
Anthony, the 2 p.m. slot on Monday is already booked.
The 2:30 slot's perfect.
All set, Anthony. Your appointment is booked for Monday at 2:30 p.m.
Thank you so much. So here we are on the Retell AI dashboard. I'll leave the link on screen as well as in the description. Let's take a look at the Retell AI pricing. We'll do a quick walkthrough of the platform itself, and then we will get into the build. So looking at their pricing, they offer a $0 to start plan, which is better than most other AI voice platforms. If you don't already have an account, you're gonna wanna make one in the top right. We have one, so I'm just gonna log in. And this is the dashboard you're going to be brought to. So right now we're in the agent section. I have some agents already configured. And then every other section on the left-hand side just plays into the agent section. So let's take a quick look at everything real quick, and then we'll go ahead to creating our agent. So the knowledge base section we're going to get into during the build. That's when we scrape the website using a little trick that I'll show you guys and pretty much give the agent the information on the business so that it can answer any FAQ that the caller throws at it. Under knowledge base, we have the phone number section where we can buy phone numbers for $2 a month and attach it to the agent. Under phone numbers is batched call. So this is for outbound calling. We're not going to focus on outbound calling, but pretty much you just upload a lead list and then you have your AI call the lead list. However, today we're going to focus on building an AI that receives calls for a business. Under batch call, we have call history. This shows you all you need to know and more about what happens during each phone call. You can filter it by agent right up here. We can look at things like the duration of a phone call, when it occurred, the session status. It even tells you if the outcome was positive, neutral, or negative. Under call history, you have chat history. We're not going to be sending messages, so we don't have to worry about that. We have more analytics. This is more generalized analytics for your entire account. AI quality assurance, we don't have to look at. Alerting, is it still in beta mode? And then you just have your billing and your settings. Now that you're a little familiar with the platform itself, let's get into building the agent. Okay, now to create your agent in a few simple steps, you're gonna wanna come over to create an agent in the top right, select voice agent. 99% of the time, you're gonna wanna use single prompt agent. Custom LLM requires coding. Multi-prompt agent is legacy, meaning it's old. And conversational flow is way too rigid. So you want to always use single prompt agent. You can pick one of the templates they have or just start from blank. I'm going to be showing you guys the AI Receptionist, the universal version that I use for every build. So whenever I go to build for a client, I hop into this AI Receptionist and then I just customize it for that business. So heading into it, this is now the agent dashboard. To generalize this whole thing, the left-hand side is the prompt section, the middle section is the settings section, and the right-hand side is the testing section. We're going to take a look at how to add a knowledge base, how to add functions, how to tie both the knowledge base and the functions into the prompt. Then I'll show you guys some of the settings that the Retell team configured for me, how to add a phone number, and then we'll go over some testing. Hey guys, quick side note. If you are serious about building and selling AI voice agents and receptionists, check out my school group inside. Like-minded entrepreneurs are bouncing ideas off each other every day in our general discussion chat. And we have a classroom chat where you can go over modules, build an agent, market one, onboard your clients. And then I also have a 14-day roadmap taking you from beginner to your first client in only 14 days. I also offer a template vault, which includes all the builds that I've ever created available for download. Along with all that, you have access to me 24/7. You can ask me any questions you have. The group is over 60% off right now, so I will leave it as the first link in the description. So to add a knowledge base, I have a little trick that I use every time. I go to the business's website. So let's say you're building an AI receptionist for primary medical associates, this doctor's office. You're going to want to copy the URL, and then we're going to head to ChatGPT. Now I've created a custom GPT that you can use for the prompting and the knowledge base. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to come to the left-hand side, the GPT section, hit explore GPTs. I have it right here, but I'll show you how to find it. And just search Anthony's prompt NKB GPT. and it should come up. So click on it and hit start chat. Now, all you're going to want to do is say create a knowledge base for, and then paste in the URL of the business. Hit enter, and it's going to cook up a knowledge base. As we can see, ChatGPT scraped that URL. It pulled information about their wellness center, about the doctors they have, about the services they offer, more services, how to handle new patients, FAQ and support, everything. So you want to copy this whole block, come over to Retell, and hit add under the knowledge base section. Hit add in your knowledge base, add again, and then just throw in the name of the business. So we did what? Primary Med. And then I'll do KB, and we're going to hit add text, enter the name again, and then just paste in the text that ChatGPT scraped for you, and hit save. Save again, come back into your agent, come back to knowledge base, hit add, and then just select that knowledge base that you configured. Where is it? Right here. Okay. Once you do that, the AI receptionist can answer questions on any information that's inside of that knowledge base. Now that the AI can answer questions from callers, let's look at the functions. So the 4 main functions of any AI receptionist is going to be the ability to end the call, the ability to transfer the call back to the business, and then the abilities to check availability on a calendar and book appointments on a calendar. Retell offers a native cal.com integration. Cal.com is a bridge to other calendars. So let's say a business is using Google Calendar. You go on cal.com, you make an account, and then you sign in to the business's Google Calendar while signing up for cal.com. Now cal.com is connected to the business's Google Calendar. You connect that cal.com account to Retell AI, and then you can just book appointments straight through cal.com onto the business's Google Calendar. So let's take a quick look at how to do that. So first, Retell AI will already configure the end call function for you. It'll be in the agent once you create it. The transfer call function is right here. So you're going to want to hit add, select transfer call, and it's going to look just like this. You can leave the name as is, you can leave the description as is. Throw in wherever you want calls transferred to right here, and then the default is going to be cold transfer. I usually just select warm transfer. That allows you to customize things like the on-hold music and what you want the agent to say to the business before it actually transfers the call. So this handoff message actually tells the AI, okay, before you transfer a phone call, you get on the phone with the business first, say, hey, I got Tony calling, he wants a refund, I'm gonna transfer him right now. And then it'll transfer Tony to the business. So the business knows who's calling and why before that person actually hits the line. Very cool feature, businesses love it. Once all that's configured, you can just hit update in the bottom right and you'll be all good to go. End call's done with, transfer call is done with. For check availability and book appointment, like I said, they're both native to Retell, meaning Retell offers them, you don't really have to do much, which means Retell has a direct integration. So select check availability cal.com to check availability on the calendar, and it's gonna look just like this. The name will come like this, the description will come like this, you can leave it. You're gonna have to enter an API key, an event type, and then configure your time zone. So let's first take a look at how to get the API key. You're gonna wanna come over to cal.com. Simply make your account, sign into whatever calendar you want to connect to the AI receptionist. Once you're in, this is the dashboard you're going to be brought to. To get the API key, come down to settings, come down to API keys, hit add, just give an API key a name, we'll go test, and you just want to copy the API key that it gives you. Bring it over to Retell and paste it into this API key slot. Keep in mind, once you hit done right here, you can't open this API key ever again. So make sure it's copied, you throw it in here so that whenever you need it, you can just copy and paste it from here. Next, we have the event type ID. So this is very simple, but people like to confuse it. For the event type, you want to come into the event types and select whichever event you want to book for. So if you want to book 30-minute slots, click the 30-minute slot one. If you want to create a new one and do 60-minute slots, just hit new and make the duration 60 minutes. Once you're in the event itself, come up to the URL and copy the 7 digits that are in between the / and the question mark. Once it's copied, you can come back to Retell and just simply paste it in right here. Lastly is time zone. The default that Retell puts is Los Angeles. I'm in New York, so I have New York. If you don't know yours, just simply look it up. Once you've checked those 3 things, hit update and you're all good to go. For book appointment cal, it's the same exact thing. The name's good as is, the description is good as Retell gives it to you. You just need to do the 3 on the bottom. Same API key, same event type ID, same time zone. Copy everything over from the check availability cal function into the book appointment cal function, and you're all good to go. Now here comes the part where this all comes together. You need to prompt the agent to properly use these functions and properly use the knowledge base. If your prompt is not configured properly, nothing is going to work. The first thing you're going to want to look at when it comes to your prompt is what LLM are you using? So we're using GPT 4.1. I highly recommend GPT 4.1. If you want to go a little cheaper, you can use GPT 4.1 Nano. Your pricing is listed right up here. So we're being charged 12.5 cents per minute that somebody's on the phone with your AI receptionist. If you want to go cheaper, you can select GPT 4.1 Nano. It's like 4 cents per minute cheaper. I like 4.1 because we do want to go for accuracy here. You may think the newer models are better, but they're not because they're not up to date in the AI voice world. Your LLM is important for the prompt because it's what's reading your prompt. It's pretty much the brain behind your prompt. So let's take a quick look at how to configure the perfect prompt. There's 2 ways we're going to look at. One is going to be using the custom GPT that we talked about right here to configure the knowledge base. So you can pretty much I've configured a GPT, so you can pretty much just say, build me a prompt for, and then just say the business. So let's say doctor office. Now what my GPT is doing is creating the ideal prompt for a doctor's office. So we can see booking an information assistant for a doctor's office. You help patients schedule appointments and answer general office questions. We have some critical rules here, some that the AI can't function without. So the AI actually doesn't know what time it is. So you need to put this variable in, current time America, New York. The GPT handles that for us. We have a knowledge base section telling the AI it has access to the knowledge base. We have an appointment booking flow where we're giving the AI a goal, take appointments just like a real medical receptionist would. And then we have some variables that you're collecting. So collect the patient's name, their phone number, the visit type, and lastly, the date and time. Once you've collected those 4 things from the caller, then check availability on the calendar. If it's not available, offer alternative times. If it is available, then book the appointment. We then have 3 more sections, transfer calls. This says, if the caller wants to talk to a live person, transfer the call. If the question is urgent, transfer the call. And then lastly, if you're unsure, if you as the AI don't know how to proceed, then just transfer the phone call. Then we have some example dialogues. So this is good for handling objections. If you want the AI to be good at handling certain scenarios, just throw some example dialogue in. You can say, okay, the user says this, the agent's response should be this. You can literally just write it out and the agent will follow. And then lastly, closing, this just says, before ending the phone call, double check with the caller, see if they need help with anything else. If not, then you can just end the call. So we're going to copy this whole prompt. And you're going to want to come over here and you're just going to want to throw it into your prompt box. Now that's the first way you can create your prompt. The second way is going to be coming into my school group, coming over to the classroom section, and coming into my template vault. In my template vault, I leave everything that I've ever built on YouTube available for download. So here is the Retell AI tutorial prompt. I'm going to click on it, download it, and once you paste it in, you'll see that it's a universal prompt. So it's built for any business. All you need to do is go to the parts where it says universal and replace that placeholder with the business's name. It'll then be able to end calls, transfer calls, book appointments, and check availabilities. And if you don't want to do that manually, you can simply take this prompt, copy the whole thing, come over to ChatGPT, and just say tailor this prompt for, and then just type in the business, and then send the entire prompt. And ChatGPT, this GPT, will tailor that whole prompt for the business you're building for. Now you can use either way to configure your prompt, but once it's configured, you want to make sure the flow of prompt function is set up properly. So what I mean by that is you want to make sure that your functions are properly configured inside your prompt, because Your AI, your receptionist, knows when to use these functions based on when and how you tell it to in the prompt. So for example, our first critical rule says, if the caller mentions an urgent issue or an emergency, invoke transfer call. Plain and simple. When the AI is on the phone with somebody, if they say something that seems like an emergency, the AI is simply going to call this function and it's going to transfer the call to the number that you have configured right here. Now for the appointment booking flow, let's make sure that you have this properly configured. So we have the functions configured properly. That's kind of hard to mess up. What you may have problems with is properly prompting it so that it can actually book appointments. Now, there's pretty much just one key here, and it actually lies in cal.com. So you want to come over to cal.com and you want to come into the event that you're booking for, right? The event that you used to drag over the event type ID from. Come into the advanced settings. Now, under the advanced settings, you have booking questions. This is the make it or break it for the AI being able to actually properly book appointments. You need to make sure that what is here matches what's in your prompt on Retell. So this is how cal.com will configure it by default. I didn't change anything here. We have a bunch of fields here: name, email address, phone number, etc. The only two that are required is name and email address. What required means is cal.com needs the name and the email address to book the appointment. If it doesn't get those two things when trying to book an appointment, it's going to give you an error. So make sure that whatever is required here is mentioned inside of the prompt. And I'll show you right now where we have those mentioned. So we have right here, critical rule number 5. Never ask the caller for an email address. Silently use mail@example.com for every booking. Now you can write in the prompt, if you want to collect email addresses, just say in the prompt, ask the caller for their email address and include it in the booking. I don't want to ask callers for their email address. So that's why I have never ask the caller for an email address, silently use mail@example.com for every booking. It works every time, and email addresses are kind of hard to take down. However, the key here is just make sure you have for every booking. You need to tell the AI to always send an email address. And then the second thing that was required was the name. So simply, we have asked the caller for their name. So now when the caller tries to book an appointment, the AI is going to collect their name. It's going to collect all this other information, their number, the date and time, and then it's going to also send the email, but it's going to silently do that. The important part is that cal.com is receiving the name and the email address when it comes to booking an appointment for that caller. Let's do a quick test right now where we see this work. So I'm going to come over to test chat, manual chat, and I'm going to try to book an appointment. It should ask for my name, my number, and then the date and time. Okay, now it's going to check availability, and then it's going to book the appointment if that time slot is available. Perfect. So as we can see, it checked availability. The tool result is that the time slot was available, and then it booked the appointment. Now, here is the payload. I know payloads are hard to look at, but it's really very simple. We have the keys and the values. The time, and it's sent over the time. The name of the caller, it's sent over the name. The email, it's sent over the mail@example.com, as we configured right here in our prompt. And then just an execution message, pretty much what it said to the caller. Lastly, the AI said, all set, Anthony, your appointment is booked for 2 p.m. Monday. If we come into cal.com, we come over to bookings, boom, there we go. Appointment between me and, well, Anthony for 2 o'clock. This flow will work every time if you make sure that what you have in the advanced question section matches what's in your prompt. And you can test it. Open the payload and just make sure that Retell is sending over the information that it needs. So we have the name here, we have the email here. That's all cal.com needs to book the appointment. Now that's the 3 main core functionalities of your AI Receptionist. adding a knowledge base so it can handle questions, adding the functions so it can transfer calls, book appointments, and then configuring your prompt, putting everything all together. Let's take a look at the little things surrounding all of that. So we have things like the voice library. I always use SMMA or Grace. Retell has a native ElevenLabs integration. If you're not familiar with ElevenLabs, it's one of the best, if not the best AI voice library out there. It's just pretty much a library of 1 million AI voices. Run through them, listen to them, and then just select whichever one you like best and go with it. Next to the voice library, you have your language. You can go multilingual, which means the AI will always listen to any language and then respond in that language, or you can just select one. Under that, you have welcome message. The default is user speaks first. We usually, for a receptionist, you want the AI to speak first. So select AI speaks first. You don't want it to guess what to say. So put custom message on and then just throw in a message. Thank you for calling. This is Lauren. How can I help you? To the right above that, we have pause before speaking. So this is one of the things that the Retell team recommended that I change. I had it on 0 and the default is 0. They recommend putting it to 1 second. Let's look at some more things that they recommend. So under speech settings, you're going to want to throw, now these settings were configured by the Retell team themselves. I'm a Retell enterprise client. I pay them a pretty hefty amount every single month for their support. And obviously one of the first things I did when I was on a call with their senior software developers was go through the settings and have them configure the best ones possible. So background sound, always makes the call much more human-like. Responsiveness, default is 1. You're going to want 0.95. Interruption sensitivity, it's how easy the AI can be interrupted. We have it at 0.75. Everything else stays. Retell real-time transcription settings. The default is just remove noise. We want to get rid of background speech as well. Transcription mode, the default is optimized for speed. We want optimized for accuracy because they told me there's really not much of a difference between either one when it comes to the speed, but the accuracy, there is a difference. So you want to go with the accuracy. This default is good. And then call settings. The top half, the default is good, but the bottom half, you want to lower. So you want to do end call and silence at around 2 minutes. Max call duration, that is by preference, however long you want the max call duration to be. Just keep in mind your price, right? You're being charged per minute that someone is on the phone with your AI. So you don't want the call to be able to go for 2 hours because then you're going to get charged for 2 hours worth of call time. So I do 10 minutes and then ring duration is 20 seconds. Now, under this, it gets a little more complicated. We have post-call data extraction. This is pretty much the information that Retell will take from the call after it's over. So after each phone call ends, Retell will draw up a call summary. It'll draw up if the call was successful, the user's phone number, if there was an appointment booked, and a username. It's going to draw that information, right? And then you can throw in a webhook right here. Whatever address you throw in right here is where that information will be sent. If you want to do something like set up a N8N or make.com workflow where you're giving the business like a post-call summary, basically a summary of what happens during each phone call, you're going to want to configure the post-call data extraction with the information that the business wants from each phone call, like the caller's name, their number, maybe their email address, whatever it is. Just hit add, select text, and then throw a name like email, and then just write caller's email. And then throw in the webhook from N8N or make.com, throw in the address, and Retell will send over that information to that webhook after each phone call is over. Security and fallback settings. If you want to be HIPAA compliant, this is where you're going to find that. So to be HIPAA compliant, you want to set up personal info redaction. It's very simple. Just move from everything to everything except PII, hit set up PII, and select what to remove. So when it comes to HIPAA compliance, you have to take out things like date of birth, social security numbers, etc. That pretty much just tells Retell to automatically encrypt all that sensitive information, making you HIPAA compliant. You also can sign a BCI with Retell. Just email Retell, tell them you want to be HIPAA compliant. I'll leave Retell's email in the description below. Send them an email and say, I want to be HIPAA compliant. They'll send over a quick contract. You sign it, and then boom, you're ready to go. Now that's the entire agent dashboard taken care of. The last thing we need to do is attach a phone number so that anybody can call it, right? So you're gonna wanna come over to the home page, come over to phone numbers, hit the plus sign right here, hit buy new number. Throw in any area code you want, select a phone number, and hit save. It'll then charge you $2 per month. Once you have that number, come back into your agent, come over to publish, hit inbound, and select the phone number that you just purchased. Hit publish, and now anytime anyone calls that number, your AI will answer the phone. Now, let's watch this AI receptionist actually check availability and book an appointment. So like I said, cal.com is a bridge. So we have Google Calendar connected to this AI receptionist through cal.com. So let's go to Google Calendar and let's watch the AI receptionist book an appointment through cal.com. It'll come up here and it'll land inside the business's Google Calendar.
Thank you for calling. This is Lauren. How can I help you?
Hi, Lauren. I was wondering if I can book an appointment to come in on Monday.
Of course. Can I have your name for the appointment?
Yeah, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony. Is the number you're calling from the best one to use for the appointment?
Yeah, this number's perfect.
Great, thank you. What time on Monday would you like to come in for your appointment?
Can we do 2 p.m. Monday?
Let me check if Monday at 2 p.m. is available for you. Anthony, the 2 p.m. slot on Monday is already booked. However, I do have openings earlier in the day from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. or a bit later starting at 2:30 p.m. and onward. Would you like to come in a little earlier or would 2:30 p.m. work for you?
The 2:30 slot's perfect.
All set, Anthony. Your appointment is booked for Monday at 2:30 p.m. We look forward to seeing you. Is there anything else I can help you with today?
That's it. Thank you so much. Okay. So, as we can see, it saw 2 p.m., was already booked, offered the alternative times, asked me if I wanted the 2:30 slot, which is the closest next available, and booked me in right here. We have all my information, the time, my name, my email, the phone number. If we come into cal.com, we can also see, if we refresh, the appointment was booked inside of here as well. Not only was it booked, but cal.com also automatically emails the business letting them know this appointment was booked. If you guys are serious about building and selling AI voice agents and receptionists, make sure to check out my school group. In there, we're building and selling AI voice agents every single day. I have a bunch of classroom modules set up, geared to take you from beginner to your first client in 14 days, as well as all the resources that I've ever created available for download. You can simply pick a build, download a Retell Receptionist I have here, come into Retell, come into the home page, hit import, just throw in the agent, and it'll have the agent completely built out for you as I built it. The AI gold rush is here, and the AI voice space is the best area to be in. They're simple to build, and most importantly, they bring huge value to the businesses because they save them time away from the phone and money from missed calls, as well as the ability to replace front desk workers. If you build for a high ticket business like a doctor's office, you can charge upwards of $10,000, even $20,000 per month for a build like this. In my school group, you also get my 24/7 support. I will walk you through anything that you need help with. If you guys found this video at all helpful, please like and subscribe. If you want to learn how to connect your Retell AI agent to a platform like N8N to build out more complex workflows, click on this video right here.